Welcome to Fun with Failure. This is Fun with Ret'Hell. Today I found some really good stories of people who were mistaken to work at certain places they were shopping. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. I worked at a downtown bar while I was in college. Next door to my bar was a popular Tex-Mex joint. We had a pretty good setup. College kids would come in pre-game there, come next door and get hammered. Then they would stumble back for late nachos. One night we were slow, so my boss sent me home. I decided to stop by our favorite business partner and grab some food. But when I walked in, the manager tells me that they're shutting down. Apparently they were having some severe staffing issues and literally just could not continue that night. Alright, fair enough. As I walk out, she notices my shirt and asks, "Do you work at the pub next door?" "Why, yes I do, ma'am." Then she goes, "If I give you free food, can you stand here and tell people not to come in?" "I can absolutely do that." So for half an hour, I stood there next to the door in a uniform for an entirely different business, stringing together stories about gas leaks and equipment breakdowns to drunk 20-somethings. The best part was half of them recognized me from the pub, and they just accepted that I maybe worked at both places. They gave me a bag filled with taco and quesos, and a margarita in a to-go cup, and sent me on my way. I like to take my dog to the dog park. Shocking, I'm sure. I do this every day because he has a whole lot of energy, and if he doesn't get it for a solid 30 to 45 minutes of socially running around with his dog buddies, it makes going to bed a real problem for the humans of the house. That said, in addition to myself, there are a lot of regulars, and we all chat and play with each other's dogs. It's a nice setup, and everyone is super respectful of the space, other people, and their dogs for the most part. It's a park district property, and there's a big pile of broken cedar blocks in the front corner. Well, out of the way, not really posing much of an obvious hazard. I was camping out on top of one of the picnic tables. This was at the other end of the park, because you should never sit on the benches that are in leg lifting range. It is a mistake that you'll only make once. When this couple in their mid-30s come ambling over and starts chatting with me about my dog Pickle, and pointing out their furball of indeterminate origin. It seems like a friendly couple, and they're new to our park, so I'm happy to chat about our local parks and nearby pet-friendly trails, because some of them are not pet-friendly, and the fines are stupid ridiculous if you get caught. Apparently being semi-knowledgeable about places to go in my own neighborhood means I work at the park district, because they start asking about the cedar blocks and if they are allowed to take them, because they're broken anyway. Thus cues the, "I don't work here, I don't own those blocks. You can probably call the park district and ask someone there." Then, "You don't work here?" "No, I'm just here with Pickle." "But can we take the broken blocks?" "Not my call." "Well, who can we talk to?" "The park district is my best guess." "What's their number?" "I have no earthly idea." "Well, that's weird." "Oh, do you normally encounter people that can quote phone numbers off the yellow pages?" They finally see the light. "Oh, you don't work for the park?" "That's correct." Then they start shuffling away and repeating this exact conversation with 5 other regulars, before throwing their hands up in the air and being mad that no one works there. My family has a great tradition, and is probably similar to a lot of other people. When we celebrate a special event, like a graduation, a promotion, or if we smoke a lot of weed, we like to celebrate it at a Chinese buffet. Maybe it's the combination of our lower middle class upbringing, or our love for eating a crap load of food at an affordable price. It's probably because of the MSG. Now my brother just graduated college, and we were super stoked to go get some buffet-style Chinese food. That being with some Chipotle-style hibachi, some questionable sushi, and some super greasy egg drop soup. Since it's an extra special occasion, and he wouldn't be able to afford it soon with his crippling student loan debt, we went to a super fancy buffet restaurant. You knew it was fancy and delicious because they wore ties, and it was like $16 a head, and there was unlimited prime rib on the weekends for the classy crowd. We just came from the ceremony, and we're all dressed up. Females in cute dresses, men in business casual, and I'm wearing a nice white dress shirt and a nice blue necktie. Consequently, I'm also Asian, and about 2 shades of caramel darker than any of the other employees. All the staff is uniformed in black shirts, red bow ties, and luxurious branding on their aprons. They also had their name tags with American names like Paul. Of the 10 people, I was the first to arrive. I explained to the host that we needed a table. She was very gracious, and she told me it would be about 10 to 15 minutes, as there were other people waiting with the same idea. She gave me a little buzzer thing. Rachel was great. Cool, right? So I went to take a seat in the area adjacent, specifically set aside to fill with people waiting. This was where it went wrong. I stood up to take a phone call from my little brother, and I moved to the farthest corner of the room, opposite of the hostess stand, because, manners. It was a perfect storm, really. A line has formed, while the hostess moved back and forth, seating the other parties. When she comes in, she was visually stunning, as she stunned my peripherals. I can best describe her as a discount rack Barbie, with a hint of bedazzle and menthol. She was like a Bratz doll grown up, with huge daddy issues and a coke nail. She was determined, and she seemed very inconvenienced by the normal busy restaurant procedure. We then traded looks. That's where I messed up. Not sure if it was the sunglasses obscuring her vision, but apparently, I became the only Oriental in the room. Hey! She scuffed over, while also trying to get me to come to her. I tell my brother to hold on. My internal monologue knew something stupid was about to happen. Yes? Mistake number 3, acknowledging her. I have been waiting for someone to help me. She spoke like she's been waiting for hours, when I literally saw her just come in 2 minutes before. I can't help you, Then she Kanye's me. Look, I just want a gift card. Can you get off your phone and just give me a gift card? Something about gift card. Is probably what she was saying because my pager buzzed, telling me that my table was ready. So I just walked away because it's better to ignore crazy. Meth head Madonna followed me, probably still talking. I got to the hostess stand, and I promptly told Rachel in a louder than usual voice, "This chick isn't with me." I was ushered to where the lady could see me sit down. We shared eye-to-sunglass contact for a second while she processed what just happened. It was like she was a baby and I took her nose. I watched as she moved to the end of an even larger line, defeated. And almost instantaneously, my party arrived. I smiled wide as I waved my party over to our table, bypassing her. I forgot my brother was on hold, but he understood. We laughed, we ate, and I bought him a gift card for next time. This isn't necessarily I don't work here. This is more like I work here and you confuse me as a student. So it's kind of on the same spectrum. I work as a substitute teacher at various local high schools. I am 24 but obviously look younger, according to this teacher. And here's a conversation we had. Why aren't you in uniform? And there's no phones during school. I thought he was talking to a student, so I ignored him. Excuse me, don't ignore me. He said this as he snatched my phone out of my hand. What the heck? Give that back. I'm not a student. That's detention for swearing at a teacher. You will get your phone back at the end of the day. Now you will come down to the office and tell the principal about how disrespectful you are being. By this point, I thought it'd be funnier to let him complain to the principal, in which I play netball with, and watch his reaction. He was raging, saying I deserved to be suspended, and that the students always had their phones out, yada yada yada. The principal and I were just trying not to laugh, before she told him that I was a teacher too. Now give me my phone back. Don't you have class to teach? Because I do. I've never seen anyone get so red. 8 years of customer service did not prepare me for this. I am a waitress at a restaurant near a grocery store. I got out of work late, but the store says open till midnight. So I ran in to grab a few things before heading home. I have a khaki uniform shirt, and it's pretty similar to what the employees wear, so I can see how this mean lady might have confused me, but it doesn't excuse what happened. I was standing in front of the chip stand, mind you, with a basket full of groceries, just trying to figure out what I wanted. Out of the corner of my eye, I see mean lady walking down the aisle toward me, but I don't pay much attention. A little backstory. I'm deaf in my left ear, but I can hear pretty fine in my right ear. Unfortunately, I have an ear infection at the time, so I can't hear very well even in the good ear. Also, I was exhausted after being on my feet for 10 hours, so my reaction time is a little slow. I see mean lady move right next to me, so I step aside, thinking that she needs something that I was blocking. That's when all heck broke loose. I said get it down for me! I look around to see if there's anyone else that she was yelling at. Nope, just me. It's closing time, so the employees are usually on the other side of the store restocking. I stare at her confused. For some reason, I was unable to form the words that I needed to say, which was, "I don't work here, lady."
Oh my god! How many freaking times do I need to ask? Are you deaf or something? Give me the soda down now!
She's jabbing her finger in the air toward the case of soda on the top of the shelf. She's doing this much more aggressively now. At this point, the cashier heard the commotion, and he ran over. I'm just standing there dumbfounded, just staring at her with confusion painted all over my tired face.
Man, what's going on?
Nope, it's too late. Mean lady had walked over to her grocery cart and forcefully pushed it into me, hitting my leg and crashing into my chips.
Hello? Answer me! What the heck is wrong with you? Are you some kind of slow person?
The cashier runs over to me, and he pushes the cart out of the way.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? What happened? Why are you yelling at her? I asked her for help, and she's pretending she can't hear me.
At this point, I'm like, screw this. I point at my ear and I shake my head. Then I start going off in ASL. I look over at Mean Lady and see the realization dawn on her face. The cashier confirms what the logical part of her brain is now screaming.
You just hit a deaf girl with a cart?
The Mean Lady started sputtering. I can see her brain turning over and over, trying to pull any and every excuse that she can come up with. She kind of spits out a sorry somewhere in the midst of all that gibberish. I do not want to deal with this anymore or escalate the situation, so I walk over to the self-checkout without a bag of chips. I guess someone had called the manager over because someone in a tie just blew past me. I couldn't hear what was being said at first until the yelling started up again.
Well, this would have never happened if you had your workers doing their jobs.
I'm done checking out and I'm ready to walk out the doors when I decided to look back one last time. Mean Lady had once again gotten a hold of her cart, and she was having a tug-of-war with the manager while throwing items from her cart at him. The cashier sees me leaving, and he tries to wave me down. I just smile, wave back, and turn around. I felt like one of those people walking away from an explosion in slow motion, not even flinching. Thank you very much for joining me. If you want to hear similar content, make sure to subscribe, and please give me a fat thumbs up. Not a skinny thumbs up, but go ahead and make that fat. If you have any humorous retail stories you'd like to share, you can just send it to my email at funwithfailure@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, have a great day and take very good care of yourselves.